Welcome to Allie's Attic Show, where you never know what kind of surprise you're going to find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is amazing. She is a internationally touring singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist producer. She's released 5 albums on the Lucky Magnet recording label she founded. She's been awarded prizes from Billboard Magazine, Musician Magazine, the Independent Music Awards, and many, many more. And she's been a highlight of the national indie rock scene since she first hit it in the 90s. Please say hello to Kat Dail. Hello.
Hello, thank you for that, and thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. I love your songs. I just love your voice, Kat. It's so warm and inviting. It just draws you in. It's amazing. Anyway.
Oh, thank you. That makes my day. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, you've been doing this for a while now. So tell me, like, when did you start, Kat, and decide this is what I'm going to do?
Well, it's a funny thing. I mean, I've always been most interested in music since I was a little kid. When I was, like 4 or 5 years old, I would wrangle all the neighborhood kids and we'd put on, like, pretend like we were the Beatles on the tailgate of our mom's station wagon. So, it's always been a thing I thought was fun. But I really didn't start writing songs for real until I was like probably 21 or something. And I really started playing guitar when I was about that age, and all sort of at the same time for the same reason. I was starting my own company as a gallerist, trying to have a gallery in New York City, and it wasn't always busy there. I would sort of get stir crazy, and I thought I need something else to be doing besides just trying too hard at this thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had these kind of parallel careers of being an art dealer and working with artists and in galleries, and then also being a songwriter and having a band. So probably since I was about 20, I started writing songs, and my best friends were all musicians, and they were so amazing to me. John Kim on drums and Bill Berry on bass, especially, some of my best pals in life. And they always encouraged me and would play with me. And then we got kind of confident. We had a few songs, we got some gigs, and, the thing kind of snowballed. So
Well,
I
and
don't know when we decided we were doing it, but we were doing it.
yeah, exactly. I'm glad it snowballed. Now you were leading your New York band, Distant Cousins, correct?
Yeah, that band was called Distant Cousins, and we played from I think 1991 till 1997 or eight, and we had a lot of success. We charted a lot in CMJ. We really were a college music band at that time, but it was really still the same kind of vibe that I'm doing. I was the main songwriter and the lead vocalist, and played rhythm, and had a great band that backed me up, and we tried to play cool songs across genres, and that's what we did.
Well, I mean, you had a Friday night residency at the bitter end, and like you said, most colleges and clubs from Vermont to Virginia, Colorado to California. Um, Now, most recently, you've been joined by some of the best musicians in the world, featured regularly at SXSW. I don't know what that stands for.
Oh,
It's a
that's South by
festival.
Southwest. South by
Okay,
Southwest
there we
Music
go.
Conference happens in Austin in March.
Okay, I so
Yeah.
know. I
Hmm.
know what it is as soon as you
Yeah, no
said
problem.
it. And you've done other festivals, and one of the things I love is you're playing for causes that you believe in. Your music is heard on CBS Sports, PBS, and films, independent and feature. But talk about some of the things you've done in your life in the community.
Yeah, well, my new record is called Fight for Love, and not for nothing. Like, it's always a good time to fight for love, but especially now. And
Yes.
I leave it up to each person to decide what the best way to do that is. For me, I've been a mom, for one thing. I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I'm also been, always tried to be just a beneficial presence, positive influence, and at this point, really an activist in my communities. And so I've done a lot of work at food banks, and been on the board of our local library for 7 years. And one of my favorite, most creative and kind of expressive versions of that has been working with this incredible multimedia improv ensemble in New York City called Strike Anywhere Theater Ensemble. It's run by my very good friend, the remarkable and inventive avant-garde genius, Lisa Walker, and she asked me to be the chairman of the board when she first started out, and I accepted and did the job for 10 years, and now they've been up and running for almost 20, and I'm still happy to be, actively involved with them, and they do incredible things with video and dance and music and all around the world, and that's been really fulfilling, and it's got a very kind of Brechtian point of view that art is meant to shake things up
Yeah.
and shine a light where it needs shining.
Oh my goodness. I talk about it all the time how artists, I think like the big artists I'm talking about that are, I'm not going to get into what I think about the music nowadays, but
Yeah.
I think it's up to us that have a voice to talk about all the craziness that's going on in the world, which is why I love that you said it's, love to defeat fear and shining a light on all the crazy things that are happening in the world. I'm a grandma, so I know how you,
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
good.
So I have a daughter, you have two boys, and then I have a grandson and a granddaughter. So I try my hardest to make sure that I'm talking about, all the positive things in the world, because the news, I think, just kind of makes things worse. And as soon as I was reading your bio, I was like, oh my God, like I love that you do that. I think that is amazing as a musician.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm trying to strike a balance between, staying positive. I'm from the Midwest, so I have a tendency to do that silver lining thing. But I will say in present day, I'm also trying to really speak out against what I think is wrong. And that's why the title does have a certain amount of oxymoron in it, that it's fight for love. I'd like to think that love could be all peaceful, but sometimes it seems like we got to stand up for certain things like the planet and and our kids, right? So,
Exactly.
but I do try to keep it positive, and the record's really fun, and it's all about groove. And I do have some of the best musicians in the world. I've got Sean Pelton on drums, and I worked with Teddy Kumpel to make the record. We've got Clark Gayton, his trombone, plays trombone from everyone from Clark Terry to Bruce Springsteen to Rihanna, and just it sounds great. I'm really proud of it. I hope you guys will listen to it
It
and let
is
me know.
great. It is great. Trust me. And I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
add two of the songs to Ali's Amplified Attic, which is on every Tuesday and Thursday worldwide and on Spotify. So people are going to heal you. So
Yeah, go listen to that. That's a good deal.
yeah, exactly. Now, you've done this for a while. You've done a whole bunch of different things, but the center of everything that you've done has always been art, whether it's been in a gallery, being a musician, or in the theater ensemble. So, if you had any advice to give somebody that was just starting out in the business or is in the business, because we all know that this is crazy. The indie scene is crazy and hard. What kind of advice do you think you would tell them, Kat?
Yeah, I'm not usually in the business of giving advice, but I love you and I love your show,
It's just based on
and
what
I
you've
am
gone
kind of
through.
at this point, I guess I'm even though I feel like I'm a new kid all the time. I guess there's a little bit of veteran aspect to the thing. So, I mean, I guess I would say, especially when you describe like all the fine and performing and different arts that I'm involved in. And I like to look at my records and hope that we're jumping genres. And so I guess I would say to whoever it is, first of all, if you're not compelled to do it, go do something else. But if you are like me, compelled to do it against all realism, then do it all the way. And do it as fearlessly as you can possibly do. Do it with as much love for your project and yourself and the world as you can. And don't sweat the genres. Don't sweat the cubby holes. Don't sweat, anything. Like just do your thing and lock yourself in a room and do your thing and then bring it out.
That's great advice.
And try to collaborate with amazing people. That's been one of the most joyful aspects of the thing for me over
And
the years.
I'm glad you talked about that because I've had a few artists that are looking and I tell them just reach out, the indie scene is
Oh
huge,
yeah.
so just reach out. Um, Thank you for that. I think it's great advice. And yeah, if you're not compelled to do it, don't. Just
Well,
don't.
only because it's going to be uphill for sure,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of work. It's a ton of fun, but it's, unfortunately, society isn't completely um, valuing artists the way it values some other things. So,
Yeah, I agree.
um, it's good if you can diversify.
Exactly. Okay, so what 2 songs are we going to hear?
Well, I think we're going to listen to Catch Fire,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is called Wonder Love. Catch Fire is kind of a secret admirer who doesn't quite have the courage to let somebody know how hot they are for them, how in love they are with them. And that song's really all about the bass line. And the other song is called Wonder Love. And, it's kind of about Wonder Woman and Superman, but it's really about everyday superheroes and um, what it takes to have a cool, balanced, powerful relationship, I think, or something like that. That song is kind of a power ballad anthem. I was really happy to play it at New York Comic Con this year. And
Oh,
both of these, Wonder Love, there's a video on YouTube, and Catch Fire, we're going to have a remix coming out soon. So, yeah, thanks for choosing those, Allie, and for sharing them with everybody.
of course, they're gorgeous. Like I said, when I listen to them, your voice is just so warm and inviting, and you have to listen. And I love Wonder Love. I love Wonder. I love the message behind it, and I thought it was amazing. So I'm,
Right on, sister. We'll sing
yeah,
along and play along, and let me know.
definitely, I will. And thank you so much. Oh, first off, you can purchase Kat's music anywhere you purchase music online. And you can also go to her website, which is Kat Dail Music, and I'm going to spell it for you. It's CATDAIL music.com. Make sure you go check it out. Under her bio, she is wearing the most amazing pair of shoes I've ever seen.
I love my shoes, Alan.
Oh my God, they're gorgeous. But make sure you go check it out. And Kat, thank you so much for coming on my show. I've been so looking forward to this, and I wish you the best success. You're always welcome to come back if anything new happens. And yeah, have a fantastic weekend.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. You can look everywhere. We've got new remixes and new videos coming out, new tour dates. And thanks for what you do for independent music and for all your positivity, Holly.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic Show. Keep checking my website and my YouTube channel because you never know what kind of surprises you're going to find in my attic. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Cheers.
Heart like my heart's desire, like a gospel choir. Heart like the livest wire. How come you don't catch? How come you don't catch fire? How come you don't catch? How come you don't catch fire? You turn my burning embers into flame, and in my dreams I always call your name. You get the licks that set my soul ablaze. I'll never be the same. Heart like a TV vampire, like the highest fire. And baby, you inspire. How come you don't catch? How come you don't catch fire? How come you don't catch? How come you don't catch fire? I know compared to you the sun is cold, and in the hot Olympics you're the gold. I get my courage up and be so bold. And baby, you be told.
I'll let you know.
Hot like wild, bring it to me now. Hot like sauce, you're the boss. Jalapeno heat so sweet, everybody wants some. You turn my burning embers into flame, and in my dreams I always call your name. You got the licks that set my soul ablaze. I'll never be the same. I know compared to you the sun is cold, and in the hot Olympics you're the gold. I get my courage up and be so bold. Baby, you be told. Might seem a little bit crazy, but I don't need Superman to save me. He could be my friend, 'cause I'm not a supervillain's victim. I could even do a rescue with him, save a few myself. Me and the Superman become friends, heroes and lovers until the very end. Me and the man of steel could spend hours sitting around comparing our powers, flying around through meteor showers. Then we go do some good. I'm a woman working on a wonder. If you're thinking you could take me under, you can think again. In a single bound, he's rising to the sky. If not, then I can crush the kryptonite, and we fight for love. Flying like birds and flying like planes. I stop the bullets, he stops the speeding trains. Me and the man of steel could spend hours sitting around comparing our powers, flying around through meteor showers. Then we go do some good. Me and Superman could spend hours flying around through meteor showers. Me and the Superman become friends, heroes and lovers until the very end. Me and the man of steel could spend hours sitting around comparing our